woe. The third woe, the Israeli and Palestinian war. The third woe, the Israeli and Palestinian war. So we got a few prophecies that we want to address, and we want to go down into them. I'm going to share a video with you all so it can start from the beginning all the way up to where we are today. It's going to take a few minutes with that. So bear with us in this class. We got a lot of digging to do, but I promise you, we're going to get to the heart of the matter. Three woes, or the third woe, the Israeli and Palestinian war. All right. So whenever you see the word woe in the scriptures, it's followed by some sort of calamity, right? Or destruction. So the biblical definition of the word woe is as follows. It is a condition of suffering or misfortune or affliction or grief. It is a calamity. It is a calamity. It is an affliction. It is the cause of great pain and suffering. In fact, the scriptures, whenever it talks about the woes in terms of suffering, it is always followed by a prophecy of war. It is always followed by a prophecy of war. Right? So let's get into it from the foundation, right? Make sure you mute yourselves when you come in. Make sure you are muted, okay? So let's get into it. And what I'll do is I'll play a video. Y'all give me a few minutes to play this video. It's going to set the stage for the rest of the lesson. We want to find out, how did the Israelis and the Palestinians get into the situation they're into, and what does the Bible has to say about it? Right, so I'm gonna share my screen with you guys, and let's get into it. So hold on a second. Here we go. Let's get this information pulled up. While we doing that, Captain Maccabees, let's get Ezekiel right quick. Ezekiel 36. Let's go with Ezekiel 35 and 10 right quick.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine.
These two nations, and these two countries. Start from the beginning again.
Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Most High was there.
Whereas the Most High was there in the land that they came to possess. Now go to Ezekiel 36 and 5. 36 and 5.
Ezekiel 36 and 5. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yah, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea.
Against all Idumea, I've spoken against all of the Edomites, Idumea, come on.
Which have appointed my land unto their possession with the joy of
they
all
appointed
their heart.
My land into their possession with joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So you have two nations fighting over the Most High's possession. Two nations. These two nations. Idumea is one, the Palestinian or the Arabs are the other. They are fighting over the Most High's possession. Right. Let's get to the video right quick. Let's get to the video. Can everyone see the share screen?
Invaded Israel. Some have described homes, civilians, a concert in Israel. More than 1,500 dead, thousands injured, and hundreds kidnapped. No one saw it coming, but at the same time, it was not exactly a surprise. The last time serious violence broke out was in 2021, but it was nothing like this. Israel has promised furious retaliation, saying they will launch a, quote, complete siege on Gaza. The bombing has already begun.
Do you know anything about that? What can you report at this stage?
And a ground offensive could soon be launched. Urban warfare in one of the most densely populated places on Earth. As the situation unfolds, many want Palestine has raged on for generations. The fighting we have seen is over the same issues and hatred born of 100 years of struggle. So how did it start? After the Ottoman Empire was defeated in one control of the area known as Palestine, a strip of land between the River Jordan and the Mediterranean Sea. Back then, it was occupied by an Arab majority and a Jewish minority. The international community tasked Britain with setting up a, quote, national home for Jewish people in Palestine. Become an issue. From the 20s to the 40s, many Jewish people fled to Palestine to escape persecution and the atrocities of the Holocaust. But that only incited the Arab population living there. Violence between the Jews, Arabs and against the Brits escalated. So, in 1947, with the backing of then US President Harry Truman. This did not go down well. Israel controlled most of the land. Jordan, siding with the Palestinians, occupied land which became known as the West Bank, while Egypt occupied Gaza. Jerusalem was divided between Israeli forces in the west and Jordanian forces in the east. Crucially, there was Six-Day War. Now, this is significant because the map was again redrawn. Israel occupied the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and other Arab territories. The thing is, most Palestinian refugees and their descendants live. It's existence as a Jewish state. Now, Israel still occupies the West Bank, and even though it Okay, now let's look at Jerusalem. It's one of the holiest lands on earth, Christians, Jews, and Muslims. Israel claims the whole city as capital, but Palestine claims East Jerusalem is the capital of its future state. For the past 50 years, Israel has built settlement in Jerusalem. More than 600,000 Jews now live there, but the Palestinians say that's illegal under international law. There have been numerous attempts at peace over the decades, starting in 1979 and culminating in the 90s in Oslo. And distrust, and by 2000, violence again erupted. The prospects of peace had taken a severe hit. The most recent peace plan came from Donald Trump in January 2020. Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu said it was, quote, deal of the century, but the Palestinians scoffed at it, saying it was one-sided. So tensions remained incredibly high, particularly in East Jerusalem, Gaza, and the West Bank. Since 2007, Gaza has been ruled by a Palestinian militant group called Hamas, which has battled Israel countless times. Palestinians say they're suffering because of Israeli actions in the streets. Israel says it's only acting to protect itself.
All right.
Things really kicked off in mid.
All right. All right, family. We heard him say that it is endless. It is endless. There will be a continual fight in the land because neither one of those nations belong in that land. Everyone's taking a claim to that land that's not theirs. All right. So where do we go from here? Now that we see what's going on in the Middle East, how does it play out in the scriptures? Let's get Matthew 24. It's something very interesting. Very interesting. Matthew 24, verse 3.
Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3.
I got you, Cap.
Okay. All right.
Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Mm-hmm. Read it again.
And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy comings and of the end of the world?
Tell us when we are going to see a sign. And Yahweh Shai says, I'll tell you when you will start to see the end of the world. Verse 4.
And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Come on.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahweh Shai, and shall deceive many. And
so many going to come in my name and deceive many. So what does this mean? That there will be a rise in Christianity, and there will be a sign beginning with a false Christ. There will be a false Christ, which the world calls Jesus Christ, but we know him as being Caesar Borgia, the 15th century Italian cardinal and the son of Pope Alexander VI, the modern day stereotypical depiction of Jesus Christ. All right, verse 6.
Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Mm-hmm. See that ye be not troubled.
So when you hear of wars happening and when you hear of wars coming, don't let this worry you. When you see wars happening, remember what he just said prior, what we just read. When shall be the sign of your coming? When you see wars happening and you hear of wars coming, Don't let this worry you. Don't let this trouble you, because the end is not yet. But this is a sign of the end that's coming. Verse 7.
I ain't finished it. I ain't finished it off. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Verse 7.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences.
That's plural. That's plural. There shall be famines, meaning there shall be many famines before the time that the end of the world comes. There's going to be a famine here. There's going to be a famine there. When you walk into your grocery store and they say, oh, the trucks are down. I remember one time we walked into the store. They said, oh, the freezers are out. There's nothing in the store. Which, no, we're going through a famine. That's what's happening. The freezer's not out at Walmart. There's nothing in here. There's a famine that's going on. So there's be a multiplicity of famines leading up to the end of the world. Come on.
And pestilences.
And pestilences, diseases. Come on.
And earthquakes in diverse
And
places.
we're seeing that as well. Aren't we seeing earthquakes in various diverse places all over the world? Come on.
All these things are the beginning of sorrows.
This is the beginning of when these things are going to happen. We are just in the beginning of sorrows when you start to see wars active and inactive. Rumors of wars. That will begin to maneuver the way in which the prophecy is to be fulfilled. So that's what we're seeing now. Brothers and sisters, it's a setup. The Most High is putting all of the pieces into place. So what are we seeing now in the Middle East with Israeli and Palestinian war? What are we seeing? It's a setup. The Bible teaches us what it means. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14, we're going to begin at verse 24, and we're going to read down to 32. They don't call Isaiah the eagle-eyed prophet for nothing, because he sees into the future. He's seen what was happening right now and called it by name too. Isaiah 14 and 24.
Book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 24.
Come
The
on.
Most High of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
He said, I planned it this way. It's a setup. You heard me say that once or twice already, right? He said, I purposed it this way. I put all of the actors in place for the outcome. I have already determined the outcome. Read.
That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon the mountains tread him underfoot.
Come on.
Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders.
Just read verse 25 again. Let me share my screen. Verse 25, and let me share my screen.
Verse 25. That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders.
So the Bible here in verse 25, you good, brother. You good. The Bible here in verse 25 says that I will break the Assyrian. Why is it saying I will break the Assyrian in my land? I want everybody to look at the screen. Look at the screen. This is why. Sometimes the prophets call things depending on the time frame in which he sees it. If you're looking at the screen, you're watching the map, remember Esau was up around the Black Sea, was known as, here in this map, the Mar Negra. The Mar Negra means Black Sea. So up and around this, remember to the east of this is the Caucasus Mountains. It's the Caucasus Mountains. And this is in southern Russia right here, Georgia, Russia, right here. So when the prophet is seeing this, Esau was living all around Assyria. And he seen and knew that the so-called Ashkenazi or Jewish men would come down north of here into the land of Israel. So that's why he said, "I will break the Assyrian." He's calling the Israeli man an Assyrian in this particular time frame. Read verse 25 again.
That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders.
His yoke going to depart from off them, and the burden depart from off their shoulders. Who was the them and the there? Verse 26.
This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For the Most High.
This is the purpose that I have purposed. This is the purpose that I have purposed about the whole earth, and this is why I did it. Let's go, hold that before we find out who the they and the them are. Let's go to Romans 9. Let's go to Romans 9 and 22. Y'all start reading ahead of time too. I see where I'm going.
Romans 9, verse 22. What if Yah, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
I made them to destroy him and to show my power in the earth. This is why I did this. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. Verse 23.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
So the vessels of glory is the children of Israel that he prepared when he was in glory. Let's go back to Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 27. He purposed in his heart to do something. He made a nation of people to destroy that nation. I purposed in my heart to do it. Isaiah 14, 27.
Verse 27. For the Most High of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it?
Who's going to say that it's not going to happen? Who's going to change it? Nobody. Come on.
And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
Come on.
In the year that the king Ahaz died, was this burden?
Read.
Rejoice not thou, O Palestina.
Who?
Palestina.
Read it again.
Rejoice not thou, O Palestina.
Rejoice. Don't rejoice, Palestine or Palestina. Don't rejoice. He calls them by name. Don't rejoice. This is the purpose. I purposed in my heart was going to happen. Read on.
Because the rod of him that smote thee is broken.
The rod of him, the him here is the Assyrian or the so-called Ashkenazi Jew. This is the Assyrian that put a yoke upon the Palestinian. And the Most High says, don't rejoice because I'm going to break that yoke off you. Come on. Watch this.
For the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit
out of the serpent's root shall come forth the cockatrice. Come on.
And his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent.
And what's going to be produced out of the cockatrice is a fiery serpent. A fiery serpent is a ICBM missile, a bomb. That's the fruit. that's coming out of a cockatrice. A cockatrice is sometimes referred to as a basilisk. A basilisk is a fictional reptile with fatal breath, with a fiery breathing breath. That's what the prophet is trying to describe as what a rocket is shooting out of. A cockatrice goes into the great red dragon. That serpent is America, the great Satan, shooting rockets into Palestine and places that is harboring Hezbollah and Hamas. America is going to go to war with Hezbollah, and with Hamas. Right now, you have U.S. Ships, planes, submarines in the Mediterranean. You also have them in the Persian Gulf. You also have them in the South Pacific Sea. The stage is being set, brothers and sisters. The stage, all the actors is being put into place. Verse 30.
And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down in safety. And I will kill thy root with famine.
And I will kill the root. The root here is talking about America, because you got to go back up to what verses we at? Verse 29. When it said out of the serpent's root, the serpent here is America. Out of the serpent's root. Now drop back down to verse 30, and it says, and the firstborn born of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down safety, and I will kill thy root with famine. America is going into a heavy, heavy famine. This is before the greatest war this world has ever known. America is going into a heavy famine. Come on.
And he shall slay thy remnant. Verse 31.
Shall slay thy remnant. So the root is going to be destroyed through a heavy famine. That's America. The same root is that shooting forth fiery serpent into Palestine, into other Arab nations. Verse 31.
Verse 31. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, thy whole Palestina art dissolved.
So America is going to destroy Palestine. I'm telling you, the ground troops are getting ready to go into Palestine. If Israel get bogged down, you have the United States of America in the Mediterranean Sea ready to assist Israel. If Russia and Iran get into the fight, America have sworn, I've seen this yesterday, that no matter what, they're going to protect Israel. They're going to protect Israel. So if they send missiles over there into Palestine and destroy that land, according to the scriptures, it says the Palestinian are dissolved. That means a multiplicity of bombs, just like we're seeing now, but those will be American bombs hitting Palestine. Read it again. Verse 31.
Verse 31. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, thy whole Palestina art dissolved, for there shall come from the north a smoke.
There shall come from where?
From the north, a smoke.
North America. They shall come from the north. North America. Come on.
And none shall be alone in his appointed times.
Come on.
What shall one then answer the messengers of the nation? that the Most High hath founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it.
Because when you see this activity, brothers and sisters, this will be a sign, one of the first signs, that this is the beginning of the third woe, the third world war. This is the beginning of the third woe. And the first steps toward Israelite rulership. Now, here are some things that America has put. Let me share my screen. Here are some things that America has put over in the Mediterranean Sea. You don't do this unless this is not for show. The only reason you do this is because you're getting ready to go to war. Let's see what they got over there. Just a few things. If they got over there, that means they got more than this over there, right? So let's see. Okay, hopefully everybody can see my screen. I probably got a little delay, but hopefully everybody can see it. So North America has some ships docked around the Mediterranean Sea, the Persian Gulf, and the Pacific Ocean. Stages are beginning to be set for the third war, the impending Third World War. They're calling this particular action the strike group. So how is the strike group? What do you have? You have the USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN 78. This is a $13 billion aircraft carrier with a crew of 5,000. It carries up to 90 attack and support aircraft in 8 squadrons. This is what's over there ready to go. The development is the carrier's first. Its fleet of aircrafts include, this is what's on that aircraft: the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, advanced stealth fighter, jet capable. Let me ask you a question. Do Palestine have an official army? No, they don't. What you need this over there for them for? Right? They have the F-A-18E Super Hornet, a supersonic twin-engine fighter jet that can intercept aircraft or strike targets. They have the E-2D Advanced Hawkeye, a surveillance aircraft that can provide early warning for missile launches. They have an EA-18G crawler. Watch this: electric attack aircraft, an electric warfare aircraft that provides tactical jamming and electric protection. So this emits an EMP pulse that cuts power out. You have an MH-60R helicopter, an anti-submarine and surface warfare helicopter. Do Palestine got, do they have submarines? They don't have submarines, do they? So who is this for over there? In addition to this, you have the SS Normandy, SCG-60A, a guided missile cruiser, the U.S. Thomas Hutter DDG-116, Burke-class guided missile destroyer. What is this stuff for? Who is it for? Brothers and sisters, they're getting ready for war over there. War with Iran, war with Iraq, war with Russia, Turkey, Syria. I ain't gonna get ahead of myself. We're gonna get into it. I ain't gonna get ahead of myself. These are the signs of the beginnings of the end. Let's get Revelations right quick. Let's get Revelations, the 11th chapter and the 12th verse.
Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up here, And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnants were affrighted, and gave glory to Yah in heaven.
So Revelations 11, 12, and 13, that's talking about the end of the third wall. Something like I tell you all the time, many of the prophecies are not in chronological order. Sometimes they'll say the end of the prophecy before they say the beginning of it. So the prophet here, the Apostle John, was describing the end of the third wall before he got into the beginning of the third wall. Everybody with me? Okay. All right. Verse 14.
The second war is past, and behold, the third war is come.
The second war is past, meaning the second world war has passed. Come on.
And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
And the third world war comes quickly. So after the Second World War, there will be a setup. The Most High will put all of the actors in place. They will put everyone in the position where all of a sudden, when the third war happened, it is already, you won't have to be get ready, it'll be ready. It's already there. The second woe is a setup for the third woe. All the actors are set in motion. The events will take place relatively with ease to transition from the second woe into the third. Everything okay? For transition from the second woe into the third woe. Now, let's get Revelations to 12th chapter.
12 and what?
12 and 11. Let's do verses 11 and 12.
Revelation 12, 11, and 12. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death.
So there will be a great awakening between the second woe and the third woe. Let me say it again. There will be a great awakening, and we're in this now. There will be a great awakening between the second woe and the third woe. This is the beginning of the sealing of the saints. Let me say it again. This is the beginning of the sealing of the saints between the Second World War and the Third World War. Verse 12.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Knows that he hath but a short time.
He knows that he has a short time. So at this point, he'll have no other choice. He'll have no other recourse but to kill the prophets of Yah. This happens at the end of the second war and the beginning of the third. Hold Revelations. Let's go to Matthew 24:9 real quick. Because Yahushua says this, but we gotta know, we gotta realize what time frame it is. Matthew 24:9.
Matthew 24:9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
The devils on earth is going to understand, we're losing. And all the world is going to understand, who the true children of Israel is. That's why Yahushua says, then they're going to deliver you up. And some of you brothers and you sisters, you're going to have to realize, and you're going to have to understand. You're going to have to understand that the enemy, it is all over the world, all over the world. The enemy is going to realize who the true children of Israel. He won't have any other choice but now to destroy you. And when the scripture says, for my name's sake, mean because his name is on you. They're losing power. So once they begin to lose power, once they start to lose authority in the earth, they're going to say, we don't have no other choice but to get rid of them, or we're going to lose the kingdom. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? They got to go. So that's when your internment caps. That's when your killings, that's when they start to hunt you down. But hunt us down, and we're going to see who the true believers are. Because some folks going to take them fringes right on. Like, I don't believe nothing. I don't believe that. Because then your life is on the line. Let's read Matthew 24:9 again.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, when ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
For my name's sake. He knows his time is short. And everyone else will know who the true Israelites are. Let's get Revelations 18-24. Revelations 18-24. I'm going to show you something. Because most people only think that this is going to happen in America. It's not. It's not. Although America is going to spearhead it, America is going to lead it, but this is going to be all over the world. Revelations 18-24.
Revelation 18, verse 24. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all slain upon the earth.
Read it again. Read it again. Read it again.
Revelation 18, verse 24. And in her was found the blood of prophets.
In her was found the blood of the prophet. In America was found the blood of the prophets. Come on.
And of the saints.
The saints meaning men and women. Come on.
And of all that was slain upon the earth.
All that was slain upon the earth. So over there in Africa, they get slain because America is spearheading it. In Asia, they get slain because America has spearheaded, but they all in cahoots with one another. In Europe, they're getting slain because they're all in cahoots with one another. But America is the one that is going to lead the charge. We got to deal with the children of Israel because we are losing power and everybody's going to. You think they don't know these prophecies? You think they scholars don't study this Bible? They most certainly do. And we get to the point where they said, you know what? We're losing power. We can't win this thing. They have no other choice but to come against the children of Israel, afflict you, deliver you up, and kill you. I'm trying to scare you, just trying to tell you the truth. Just the truth of the matter. They will seek out to destroy the prophets, men, women, and children, wherever we are throughout the earth. But the scripture tells us not to lose hope, family. Not to lose hope. Let's get Romans right quick. Let's see how Paul put it. Romans 8:24. Let's see how Paul put it. There's a lot. I felt the spirit of some of you that I'm talking to. Some of y'all is losing hope already. It ain't even happening. You like, my goodness.
Book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 24.
Read
We
on.
are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope.
So
we
are saved by hope, but hope that ain't seen ain't hope. We can't be saved. Come on.
But what a man seeth, why does he yet hope for?
Come on.
But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it.
We wait for it because we in trouble. So when that time come, we have hope that the Most High is going to redeem us. That we're going to be saved. He that endureth to the end shall be saved. We're going to be delivered. But if you don't see it now, you don't hope for that deliverance. You say, we good right now. We can go on being like we are right now. But when the pressure comes, that hope kicks in. Read on.
But if we, likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmity.
Come on.
We know not what we should pray for as we ought.
So, because of the things that are be going upon the earth, likewise, the Spirit helpeth our weaknesses. Infirmities mean our weaknesses. For we know not what to pray for as we ought. We should know what to pray for in this time of trouble, but we won't know because it'll be so traumatic. It'll be that much pain and suffering. We won't know the words, the correct way to even ask the Father for help. But when we know not what to pray for as we ought to know what to pray for, the Spirit helpeth our weakness. It helps our weakness. And the Spirit will intercede on our behalf. Read on.
But the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered.
I can't accurately explain the pain I feel, but the Spirit knows. Read.
And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit.
The Spirit knows what's my mind. Read.
Because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yah.
Read on. Watch this.
And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yah, to them who are called according to his purpose.
According to his purpose, the same purpose he had purposed in his heart from the beginning. Let's go back to Revelations. Don't lose hope in this time, family. Don't lose hope. Stay true to who you are. Revelation 17:3. Let's get into it. Revelation 17:3.
Revelation 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
So this woman is sitting on this scarlet-colored beast. Scarlet is red. This woman is sitting on this red beast, full of blasphemy. Read on.
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The beast that she set up on has 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, those 7 heads are 7 main kingdoms. Those 10 horns are 10 rulers. You have 7 kingdoms, 10 rulers. The beast that this woman is sitting on is a conglomerate of Edomite-controlled nations. This is the 7 heads and the 10 horns. They are a representation of a historic dominion by the Edomite nations. And they are as follows. You have Greece. You have Greece. You have Rome. You have Spain. You have France. You have Germany. You have Russia. You have Great Britain. Now, America is an extension of Great Britain and is the last world power. I'm going slow because I want everybody to get it. The 10 horns are the nations of the European Economic Community, the EEC. Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Italy, the Netherlands, West Germany, Britain, Ireland, Greece, Denmark. The beast is utilized by America. What does it do? What does it do for America? It pushes its world agenda. It pushes its trades agreement. It pushes its economic policies. It monopolize trade for America, implementing America's world dominance. They call this two different things. They call it democracy. They call it capitalism. Democracy and capitalism. These are in league with the woman who rules and controls these 7 nations. The woman is America. Let's get Revelation 17:6.
Revelation 17, verse 6.
Come on.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Meaning the prophet was impressed. With admiration, he was like, look at this right here. He was impressed. Look at this woman, drunken with the blood of the prophets. Because this is America is going to spearhead the aggression towards the true Israel. Verse 7.
And the angel said unto me, wherefore did thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which have 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 heads, the seven kingdoms, and the 10 rulers. Come on.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not.
The beast that thou saw was meaning in power and is not. Come on.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
The bottomless pit is Europe. The bottomless pit is Europe. Read.
And go into perdition.
And the beast that's going into perdition is going into eternal damnation, or is going to be totally wiped out by thermonuclear fire. Come on.
They that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet
is, meaning still in existence until the prophecies are fulfilled. Let me go over it again. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was. The beast was in power and is not in power any longer. And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, meaning this beast was developed and came out of Europe. The 7 heads, and then there was an 8th head that came out of the 7. And ascend out of the bottomless pit, meaning it came from that grouping of Europe. It came out of Europe. And go into perdition. Perdition means eternal damnation or eternal fire. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was in power and is no longer in power and is not, and yet is until the prophecy is fulfilled. Still in existence until the prophecy is fulfilled. Drop down to verse 11. 17 and 11, Revelation 17:11.
Revelation 17, verse 11.
Mhm.
And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth.
He is the eighth head. He is the eighth head on the seven-headed dragon. He is the eighth head, meaning this is America. It's a relatively young nation. Come on.
Even he is the eighth, and is of the seventh,
Come on.
and goeth into perdition.
He is of the eighth on the seven-headed dragon that would come much later out of Great Britain, which is the United States of America. All right. Let's drop down to verse 15.
Revelation 17, verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Come on.
And the 10 horns which thou saw upon the beast,
The 10 horns or the 10 kings that you saw working with the seven-headed dragon, and that was being led by the eighth, which is America. Come on.
These shall hate the whore.
These shall what?
Hate the whore.
These are going to hate America. America, remember, is the whore that was on the seven-headed dragon. These, so what that tell you? That NATO, the EEC, they're all going to turn on America. Let's read 16 again.
And the 10 horns which thou saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
These shall hate the whore. Come on.
Shall make her desolate and naked.
They're going to make her desolate and naked by bombing her. Come on.
And shall eat her flesh and burn her fire.
And burn her with thermonuclear fire. Destruction. Make her desolate. Hold that. Let's get Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 7. Obadiah 1 and 7. NATO, brothers and sisters, is going to turn on the U.S. NATO is going to turn. Right now, they're already turning. Some of them are saying they riding with Palestine. Come on, let's go to Obadiah 1 and 7.
Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Mm-hmm.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived
the men that were at peace with you, America. The men that were at peace with you, read.
Have deceived thee.
They deceived you. Come on.
And prevailed against thee.
And prevailed against you. Come on.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
They that eat your bread mean those that made money with you, America. They made money with you. They about to wound you. Come on.
There is none understanding in him.
He don't even understand that these folks really hate you. France really hates you. Switzerland really hates you. They only deal with you because they make money with you. Denmark really hates your guts, America. They got something for you, though. Portugal hates you. Spain hates you. Great Britain don't like you. They got something for you, though. Let's go back to Revelation 17. Revelation 17.
I lost my place. Where was I at again?
Chapter 17, verse 17.
17 to 17. Okay. For Yah hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the will of Yah shall be fulfilled.
So the Most High put it in their hearts to work with you for a little while. He put it in their hearts because he wanted his will fulfilled. They gave their kingdom over to the beast for just a little while. Verse 18.
And the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it? Okay. So the Most High says that he's going to recompense America through his allies, and they will eventually burn him with fire. But first, the stage have to be set for this great war. Certain things have to happen. Economically, certain things have to happen in the world. The stage has to be set for it to happen. Let's go to Jeremiah right quick. Let's go to Jeremiah 25 and 28. Let's start at verse 20. I want verse 28 and 29.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 25.
Yeah, chapter 25, verses 28 and 29.
Okay. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 28. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith the Most High of Hosts, ye shall certainly drink.
Oh, you gonna drink this cup? No, don't act like you're not gonna drink this cup. You gonna drink this cup? Come on.
But lo, I began to bring evil on the city, which is
I'm
called by my name.
evil on America. Come on.
Which is called by my name.
Come on.
And shall be utterly unpunished.
I'm sorry, this was Israel he was talking about, not America. He said, I brought evil upon Israel. I brought evil against Israel that was called by my name. Read.
And should ye be utterly unpunished?
And if you think you're not going to be punished? I punish Israel for their disobedience. And you think, America, you think I'm not going to punish you for your evil and wickedness? Come on.
Ye shall not be unpunished. For
You should not be unpunished. Come on.
For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth.
Read that again. Don't gloss over it. Read it again. Because the world stage is being set up for everybody to turn on America. Let's read it again.
Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth. Saith the Most High of Hosts.
All the inhabitants of the earth gonna fall upon each other. Nobody said, you think World War I was something. You think World War II was something. All the inhabitants of the earth, they all gonna be fighting amongst each other. The Most High has a plan. This is the third woe. This is that deep suffering, that great misfortune and grief, that affliction, that calamity, that war that the world never seen before. You ain't seen nothing like this. So what will we see after the attack on Palestine? What will we see? Because we see Isaiah said it's going to happen. Isaiah 14 declares there's going to be a severe assault on Palestine. So what will we see after the assault on Palestine? Revelations 9 and 13. Y'all bear with me. I know this is a little long, but we had to go through what we had to go through in order for us to get to it. We're just not getting to the meat of it. Revelations 9 and 13.
Revelation 9, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before Yah,
Come on.
saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
So loose the four angels. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Hold on a second. Loose the four. Let's read it again.
Revelation 9 and 14, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And
loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Now, you don't have no angels chained up under the water in the Euphrates. That's not what's going on here. These four angels is the messengers of the Most High for his purpose. These four angels are talking about the four major countries around the Euphrates. This is talking about Iran, Turkey, Syria, Iraq. These are the four angels in and around the Euphrates that's going to be loosed with smaller nations, about 23 million other smaller nations around the Euphrates that spills over into the Persian Gulf. These are the ones that's going to spearhead the last great war. Let's go over them again. Iran, Turkey, Syria, Iraq. Four angels. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 20.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 20. Behold, saith Yah, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, to turn.
So from the east, hold on, let's slow it down now. Let's slow it down. Verse 20 again.
Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus.
Lebanus is the mountains, northeast mountains of Lebanon. The northeast mountains of Lebanon, which encompasses Syria and Turkey. I will call together the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, the mountains of Lebanon, east of the mountains of Lebanon, which encompasses Syria and Turkey. Read on.
To turn themselves one against another.
To do what?
Turn themselves one against another.
Come on.
And repay the things that they have done to them.
Mm-hmm. The them there are the Israelites, the children of Israel. Verse 21.
Like as they do, yet this day unto my chosen.
Mm-hmm.
So will I do also, and recompense in their bosom.
Oh, come on.
The Most High Yah.
I'm going to make them pay. Just like I'm going to make America pay, I'm going to make you Arabs pay too. Don't think y'all getting away. Come on.
My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
Come on.
The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundations of the earth.
Come on.
Sinners like the straw that is kindled.
All right, drop down to verse 28. Drop down to verse 28.
Verse 28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
From the east. From the east. Come on.
For the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
So this is talking about a collective of Arab nations that are going to formulate a coalition and come across or come from or near the Euphrates River. They're moving west. Come on.
And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth. That all they which hear them may fear and tremble. So
this is when the fighting is starting to begin. Verse 30.
Also, The Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power
So the
shall they come.
Carmanians are the Iraqis. The Carmanians are the Iraqis and the Iranians. So you already have the Syrians and Turkey involved. And now you have Iraq, the Carmanians, and the Iranians. The Carmanians are the Iraqis and the Iranians. Now you have them involved. Those are your four angels. Come on.
And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land to the of the land of the Assyrians.
Did you see it again? We just read about the Assyrians in Isaiah 14. Assyrians is the so-called Israelis. Is the so-called Israeli. We see it there again. The Carmanians and the Iranians, the Iranians are going to join with Assyria, Turkey, Iraq, creating a vast army coming out of Arabia. The Bible calls them dragons. The Arab nations will begin to form an alliance. But when they do, they will all attack the West, meaning Israel, some European nations, and mainly Israel and America. So let me get this article real quick. I'm just going to read it with you. If you like to read the article, you can find this article from the European Council on Foreign Relations. This is from the United Arab Emirates, and all the partners seeks to establish the agenda for regional moderation, targeting to perceived threats. The Muslim Brotherhood and Iran, as the Emirates see it, the Muslim Brotherhood interpreted its 2012 victory in Egypt's elections as a moderate to replace the state with the Islamic order, and that it would then expand across the region. The UAE fears that Tehran interpreted the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action on its nuclear program as a signal that the world powers would accept Iranian regional hegemony. Saudi Arabia, these are the allies. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, Egypt, Kuwait, Georgia, Morocco have formed an alliance to counter the challenges that Iran and the Muslim Brotherhood pose. Now, these two groups were against each other at first. But once the Muslim Brotherhood, the Iranians, and the UAE come together and form an alliance, they will all get together and attack the West. All right, let's get Revelations 9 and 15.
Revelation 9, verse 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day, and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
To slay the third part of men. This is the Syria, Iraq, Iran, and Turkey. Verse 16.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and
tanks. These are tanks. Come on.
By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
For their power is in their mouths and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and have heads, and with them they do hurt.
What they do hurt. So this is talking about missiles. This is talking about missiles. This is talking about bombs. But this is happening all over the world. It's not just happening in one little squadron. This is happening all over the world. China joins the fight. 2nd Ezra 15 and 40. China gets into the war. You already have the 4 angels. Now you have the assistance. You've seen how many ground troops it was, right? Over 200,000 ground troops. China gets into the fight. This was why they have so many men, boots on the ground. 2nd Ezra 15 and 40.
Second Ezra 15, verse 40. The great and mighty clouds shall be puffed up, full of wrath, and the storm, and they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place a horrible storm. Fire and hail, flying swords, and many waters that all fields may be full, and all rivers with an abundance of great waters.
Come on.
And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn.
Come on.
They shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, and make her afraid.
Read 43 again. Read 43 again.
And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, and make her afraid.
So they should go steadfastly, meaning they should go very quickly. So, you know, China have created a bomb called the hypersonic missiles. There's another article I ought to bring to you right now. I'm telling you, the stages are set. They just came out with this May 2023. The article reads as follows. You can find this article on USA Today, and it's called China's Hypersonic Missiles Threatens U.S. Power in the Pacific. China's newest hypersonic missile, the DF-27, can fly as far as Hawaii, penetrate the U.S. missile defenses, and pose a particular threat to the U.S. aircraft carriers, according to the news reports of the assessment from the Pentagon. Chinese researchers claimed in May 2023 Research Journal report that the country's hypersonic missiles could destroy a U.S. carrier group, just like the one we just read about earlier in the Mediterranean Sea, could destroy a U.S. carrier group with certainty. The capability threatens to sideline U.S. aircraft carrier groups in the Pacific, potentially shifting the strategic balance of power and leaving the U.S. with limited options. So when the scripture says that it went on steadfastly, meaning it's hypersonic, it moved very, very fast. This is talking about China joining the fight with the Arabs against the West. Let's go back. 2nd Ezra 15 and 44.
Yes, let me say this real quick, and I'm not trying to interrupt you, but it goes to your lesson. So I left Alaska last month. I left Alaska the beginning of I think the beginning of August. So the night I left was a Saturday night. The night I left, they had 4 Chinese submarines, and I think it was 7 Russian submarines that came into Alaska and were confronted by 4 U.S. submarines. You came into Alaska. This was just in August. I think I told you in Captain Maccabees about this when it happened. Look it up. It happened. They came into Alaska.
Yeah.
So right before that, they were doing when they talk about weather balloons, There's not weather balloons. No,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
those are spy balloons, but that happened less than a year before that.
Yeah, it did just a few months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that was in the spring or something.
it was in the spring.
yeah.
It was in the spring, but the incursion happened in August. I just left there when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, I'm gonna get the evidence. But
Yeah, so the stage is set. This, hey, it's right here in our face.
and this is Russia and China together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, second Ezra 15 and 44. They
Yep.
shall come to her and besiege her. The star and all the wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then
Mm-hmm.
shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her.
Everybody, all the other countries gonna say, my, look what happened. Goodness gracious, look what happened over there. Now we see America is in the fight. We see Europe is turned on America. We see the four angels from the Euphrates River. They're in the fight. We see China is in the fight. Now, this is when Yahweh Shai gets into the fight. They're all fighting each other. The world is fighting each other. The swords are falling upon each other. Now, Yahweh Shai gets into the fight and clean house. They're not going to stop fighting each other until they see him. Then they're going to turn and say, oh, we got to stop fighting each other and fight him. Let's get Daniel 8 and 25. Let's get Daniel 8 and 25.
Right, Book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
This is talking about Esau. Through his policy, he's going to cause the craft is a war machinery, weaponry. He's going to cause it to prosper in his hand. Come on.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Come on.
And by peace shall destroy many.
By his democracy, by peace, he's going to destroy many. Come on.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
He's going to stand up against the prince of princes. He's going to try to fight Yahweh Shai. But Yahweh Shai ain't going to have no weaponry. He going to break them without weaponry. They're going to have all the advanced hypersonic missiles they have. They're going to have all the technology in the world. But when they see to stand up to fight against the prince of princes, the king of kings, they're going to be broken without that. Let's see how he's going to break them. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra. Let's see how he's going to break them. Ooh, this one you need to get giddy right here. 2nd Ezra. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. You're going to break them devils. Every last one of them. Your weapons ain't nothing compared to our Savior. 2nd Ezra 13 and 3.
2nd Ezra 13, verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that men wax strong with thousands of heaven.
With that man walks strong. Yahweh Shai, when he appeared, he gonna come with thousands of angels coming with him. He waxed strong. Come on.
And when he turned his countenance to look,
when he looked at him, come on,
all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Under him, because he's above them all. Everybody got scared. There you go. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a Negro. It's Yahweh Shai.
Bishop got problems, but go. We got
Come on.
Okay, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth,
Come on.
All they burned that heard his voice.
Everybody gonna burn when they hear his voice. The whole world, when he step out and he say, come up here. When he say, come up here, and we go up, the world gonna burn. They gonna melt when they hear him. And they see his power. Woo! I'm telling you, when they see his power and they see the children of Israel go up with him, oh my, I'm telling you. Come on.
All they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire.
As the earth felleth when it filleth the fire, it crumbled up. Don't you know how you put wood on when you burning wood in the fireplace, and it just melts away? That's how the people of the earth gonna be when they see him. Come on.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number for the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So see, it's water up there. It's water. He came from the, when they say he came out of the sea, that means he came out of space. He came, so everybody's down here fighting. Everybody's down here. They going to war on each other. They falling up each other with the sword. They got all their super technology and weapon. They handling their business on one another. Then they look up and they see him with his thousands upon thousands of angels and chariots coming. And they turn around. They hear him. They hear him. The voice of many waters. They hear him. Come up here. They hear him. And they see us. They see us go up in the sky. They see us. Everybody that they've been hunting and everybody that they've been killing, everybody that's been hiding, we've been hiding from them because they putting us to death. But they see it and they say, oh no. Hello? They start fighting each other and start to fight. We got to fight him together. We got to fight him. Come on. Where were you at? Verse 6?
Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
He did what?
He had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
He doing superhero stuff. So now y'all know why I said it's a bird that's playing, right? Because now he yeah, I was shot and flew up on something, right? Come on.
But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid.
Come on.
And yet durst fight.
They still was fighting. They were scared. They were scared, but they still was willing to fight him because they know they're at their end. It is over. They know it's over, but they still put purpose in their heart and in their mind. We are going to fight this Negro. We can't let him rule us. We got to fight him. Come on.
And lo, as he saw the
don't think I disrespect you. I was shy when I said Negro. I'm saying that's their minds. That's their thought process. That's their thinking. Come on.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword.
He didn't have no one. Read.
Nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
He didn't have no weapons. He didn't have any weapons of war. They had all the technology. They got the AKs, the 308s, the M16s, the M1 carbines. They got everything. Tanks, missiles, everything. Hypersonic missiles, nuclear arsenal, atomic bombs. Come on. He didn't have no weapons. Come on.
But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire.
He spoke. Come on.
And out of his lips a flaming breath.
Come
And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and
Come
tempest
on.
and tempest. And
Come
they were
on.
all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest.
He only
and
spoke. Come
and
on. He
fell
only spoke a word. Come on.
and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden and an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only justice and the smell of smoke.
He spoke and cleared them out. I can imagine in my mind him just saying, die. And they're all just burnt up in front of him.
Wow. Wow.
He didn't have nothing in his hand. He only spoke a word and cleared it.
Yeah. I agree that.
Die. And they all turned to dust and smoke. What verse we at?
11.
Read on.
I'm going to start over. I'm going to read that again. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest.
Come on.
And violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Because he was there. Ezra was standing there and he seen him do it. He came back. Ezra done came back in the last days. And he seen Yahushua do it. So I was standing there and I seen it. And I was afraid. Because all he did was speak and he burnt up the whole war team right there. Burnt them all up. Read on.
Afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude.
All right, that's us, the peaceable multitude with us. The same man, he called us up. He called us up and he gathered us together into one place. The peaceable multitude is the children of Israel. He set us in one place. Now let's go to verse 29 of the same chapter. 2nd Ezra 13 and 29.
2nd Ezra 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Read.
One shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another.
One realm against one. These are the peoples of the earth fighting against one another. Read.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared.
Read.
Whom thou saw as a man ascending.
You seen a man descending from the sky. And now he's going to declare, you seen a man descending. Come on.
And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead the battle they have one against another.
Read on.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as they sought them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
Read on.
But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Sion. And Sion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou saw the hill graven without hands.
What verse you at?
I'm at 37.
Read on.
And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions and of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
Come on.
And shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torment.
Read 38 again, because They wanted to fight. They wanted to fight, but they couldn't fight. But they had evil, wicked thoughts about fighting. Watch this. Yahweh Shah is out cold, brother. He out cold. Read verse 38 again.
And shall lay before them their evil thoughts.
He made them rethink themselves. He said, this was what you was planning to do to me, but you can't. Come on.
And the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented.
They was tormented in their own thoughts. Like, I was thinking about killing them, but I can't, for some reason, pull the trigger. I can't do it. Come on.
Which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor.
Come on.
By the law, which is like unto me.
He made them fall upon their own self. This is what I was thinking about doing the hour shot, but I'm going to do it to myself. Boom. Without labor, he ain't gonna lift a finger. He just looked at them and they killed themselves.
It was done.
You can't mess with Yahweh Shai. You can't mess with our king. He make you fall upon your own self. He just look at you. You say, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it to myself. Whatever I thought about doing to him, I'm gonna do to myself." We got a great king, family. Last scripture. We got a great king and a great power on this earth. And what you see that's going on in Palestine today, what you see is only the beginning. The Most High has purpose in his heart for these things to happen. So don't you fret, don't you fear. Just know that our king is coming. And he's closer now this week than he was last week. All the positions are being filled. He's purposed in his heart. This is what I'm going to do. And he gave us this Bible to read and to research and to learn from, to see, because we ain't got to worry. We know what's going on. Last scripture, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 15. I want verses 15 and 16.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 15 and 16. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Most High. And the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. And
we're going to receive a glorious kingdom. We're going to receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown. Read.
From the Most High's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
He's going to cover us, and he's going to protect us. All praises to the Most High, Yah. We'll leave it right there. We'll leave it right there. Hope that you brothers and sisters have gleaned from the lesson. Hope that you have learned something. So right now we're going to come out of our social media. Thank you everyone that joined us on social media platforms. We thank you. If you have any questions, you can certainly message us, and we'll get back with you as soon as we can. Okay. All right. So we're going to open up the floor. We're going to open up the floor for the rest of the room.
All right. It's so many books. I didn't hear words you said. You broke up really bad.